Hello friends, welcome to Learn Trends YouTube channel. So basically in this video, we are going to see database and MySQL as a quick revision of a database. What is MySQL, DBMS, and basic queries. So it's a complete package of one for quick revision of the database management system and MySQL queries. So let's continue. So what are the topics we are going to see here? So the topics are: what is database, what is DBMS, what are the types of DBMS, and what are the advantages of DBMS, what is relational database management system, what is the difference between DBMS and RDBMS, what is MySQL, what are the data types in MySQL, and types of commands we have in the MySQL. So let's continue. So what is database? So a database is a container where data can be stored or collected systematically. So it helps for easy manipulation and managing of data. The data is stored in a computer system. So we can take an example that in our mobile phones we have a one file manager. So what file manager helps? So file manager helps to store our data, and it also helps to read the data, write the data, or rename. We can also rename the data or delete the data. So we can think of this file manager as a database. So the both are almost same but not as similar. We can think of that what is database and what is file manager. Both are almost similar. Let's continue to the next slide. So now what is DBMS? So DBMS is database management system. So DBMS is a software where we can store, retrieve, and define and manage the data in a database. So here we can insert the data, read the data, delete the data, update the data, or we can do multiple operations in our DBMS. Mostly used DBMS software which are many organizations are using nowadays are Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, etc. Now coming to the next slide, what are the types of database management system? So we have RDBMS database management system which are currently using most of the organization. Hierarchical database management system. This database has a tree-like structure, like that. Suppose that this is a one database, and this is another database, or we can also call this as a parent child. This is the parent child database, which is called hierarchical database. Now coming to the next, which is object-oriented database. So what is object-oriented database? It stores all the data as an object. An object-oriented database is one of the using most of the applications which deals with the object or OOPS concept. Now coming to the next is network database. So network database is a child database may have multiple parents. So in the hierarchical database, childs can have only one parents, but in the network database, child can have multiple parents, like that we have with this picture. So this database can have multiple parents. So we call this database as a network database. Now coming to the next, what is the advantages of DBMS? There are a lot of advantages like easy to store, manage, and retrieve data, highly efficient, powerful functions. We can use functions to get the data or manipulate the data. Data security, it provides data security and data integrity to manage the data highly efficiently. Helps to build applications. Now coming to the next, what is RDBMS? So RDBMS is a relational database management system. It makes the data more accessible and easy to handle by using key concept. Now what is key concept? We will see in the next slide. This is one of the most important feature of RDBMS. RDBMS is used for a DBMS management system. Values are stored in atomic. Each row and column is different. Each column has a common name. So if you have a table, that each column will have a common name. There is no known column will be having same name, and each row and column will be different. And is a data integrity and data security. And coming to next, as we discussed in the previous slide, we will talk about some keys which are used in RDBMS, relational database management system. So first one is a primary key. What is primary key? A primary key concept is basically a technique to classify unique rows in a table. So every table will have a unique rows. Like for this table, we have a unique rows employee ID, and for this table is development table, and this table is a testing table. So every column will have a unique rows in a table to classify the table. And this table, the primary key will be unique and not having any copy duplicate. Now coming to the next, what is super key? So a super key is a set of one or more columns or attributes to uniquely classify row in a table. Suppose we have a super key, employee ID and the skills. These are the super key. Suppose we are just supposing that we have a skill as a super key and a employee ID as a super key. So we can have a both as a super key. Now coming to the next, what is candidate key? So candidate key is a set of one or more columns or attributes to uniquely classify rows in a column. So a candidate key can be any of the column, but not the employee ID or the primary key. So candidate key cannot be of any primary key. So escape the primary key, any of the column can be a candidate key. Now coming to the alternate key. So out of all the candidates key, only one gets selected as a primary key, as we already discussed, and rest keys are called as alternate key. So in the candidate key, escape this primary key, all the keys are having called as candidate key, and this all candidate key can be called as the alternate keys. Okay, and now coming to the next, which is composite key. So composite key consists of a greater than one attribute to uniquely classify one or more tuples in a table. So these are not important. So we will come to the next. That is foreign key. The foreign key are the columns of a table which refers to the primary key of another table, and basically they act as a cross reference between tables. Suppose in a table there we have a one employee ID. This column is a primary key. And in the table test we have a employee ID which is a primary key. So these two primary key will be act as a foreign key for each other. So coming to the next slide. Now, what is the difference between these two? In your DBMS, data is stored in a file system, that is XML file system, whereas in RDBMS, data is stored in a tabular form, that is row and column. There is no relationship between tables in DBMS, whereas there is a relationship between tables in RDBMS. DBMS is used for small organization and support only single users, whereas RDBMS is used by large organization and supports multiple users. Now one more thing, which is one of the important features of RDBMS. So RDBMS use normalization, where DBMS doesn't use normalization. Now, what is normalization? So normalization is a process of organizing data to avoid duplication and redundancy. It helps to minimize the duplicate the data, and also helps to avoid data modification issues and simplify queries. We have one NF, normalization 1. We have second NF, which is second normal form, and third NF, and BCNF, which is boys and fourth normal form. We will discuss more in the upcoming videos for in specific to the normalization. Now coming to the next slide. What is MySQL? MySQL uses structured query language, and MySQL is a database software helps to write queries and manage or access our data easily. So MySQL is a language used as a structured query language. Now coming to the next, what are the data types in the MySQL? We have what is a data type. So data type is an attribute that specifies the type of data that it can hold. So we have integer data type, we have character data type, we have monetary data that is stored to store the money in the decimal format, in the data type data, and the strings. Now coming to this, what are the types of commands in MySQL? We have DDL, data description language, which is used to describe the structure of the table, which is DQL, data querying language, which is used to query the query in the table and get fetch the data. DML, data manipulation language, which is used to update, delete, or insert in the table. Data control language, DCL, which is used to grant or revoke the permission regarding the permissions. This is TCL, which is the transaction control language. It is used to manage the transactions in the database. Tutorial. Hope you like it, and this is the first part, package 1, and we will come with the next video, which is a package 2 with the practicals and hands-on. So stay tuned for that video, and hope you like this video. So like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.